I see this project as providing in the future a whole new fabric to our city. Instead of the different communities around the lake, there'll be one community, the lake community, that will have a understanding of each other, intercommunication with each other, and make them a more integral part of the city and the region as a whole.
Well, number six, how can anything we do with exhibits and interpretation really support getting the community involved with what we're doing? How do we ensure the park serves visitors, but also neighbors? How do we create a place that caters to both the individual who just wants to wander around and feel a little distance from the hubbub of the city, to also organized groups who might want to come down for educational purposes? We're building lots of opportunities to participate in the planning process because we really do want to collect as much information as we can from individuals and organizations who share Lake Union. Some of the involvement has come from a lot of different schools that we're doing internships. Some are boat building internships. We were working with students from the University of Washington's Museum Studies graduate program, also the University of Washington's iSchool Information School Library Sciences. Lots of community organizations, South Lake Union Friends and Neighbors, South Lake Union Chamber of Commerce, Lake Union Rotary, Washington Water Trails Association, and others. We really, really welcome this involvement. So there's this wonderful park at South Lake Union Park, Center for Wooden Boats, but it's right at a nexus of so many forms of transportation. You can get here by bike, walking, by streetcar soon, by seaplane, by bus, and so forth. We're also really looking at the idea of water trails, that you can get to South Lake Union and come to the park kayaking, rowing, water taxi, and so forth. So we'd also really like to enhance our connections with the sculpture garden downtown, with these other educational institutions, the SAM, the Burke, the Museum of Flight, and be kind of the waterfront for some of their cultural programming. We're also looking even more broadly than the connections in the city and asking the question, how do we connect this incredible waterfront cultural resource with others that are being developed right now across the region? There really is a renaissance in creating active, working waterfront, public friendly spaces throughout the area. Port Townsend has a great project going on. Tacoma has a great project going on. There's a new working waterfront down in Gig Harbor, new marina going into Everett, all around the region. And we are so fortunate to have a lot of historic vessels that move from location to location. So we really want to take advantage of this aspect of the region that is so unique, both nationally and in the world. So the next question is, how can we ensure that Native American culture and history will be featured in the park? We feel this is so important to add to the richness of experience for everybody, and are pleased to be working collaboratively with United Indians on a number of joint programs. And one of those is the Center for Wooden Boats has a artist in residence who's a master carver, Haida, and he involves and engages the community in carving dugout canoes. And we're excited to see those programs expand as United Indians builds its facilities on the western side of the park. As you know, this region is based on water. So in every historical society, museum, maritime club in the area, there are records and archives that document that unique history. And the Center for Wooden Boats is collaborating with Seattle Public Library, Museum of History and Industry, Classic Yacht Association, and others to answer the question, what archival material exists regionally that can support these exhibits and interpretation? And we're surveying all sorts of organizations in the region to find out what kinds of materials they have related to this. You can see a list of some of the folks who've responded so far, and we'll be making the results of this information available to anybody. Number 11, what are the natural history themes we want to communicate in exhibits and interpretation? Well, in Lake Union, it's so clear that the transportation history was absolutely influenced by the geography, and that the natural environment of Lake Union was absolutely influenced by the transportation and what was going on. So we want to really look at that question and how do we explore it, both for the past and the future. Really enjoying working with a lot of different organizations on this. And one of the fun projects we'll see if we can pull off is documenting what actually is sitting on the bottom of Lake Union as one of our exhibits. The next question is, how do we best exhibit and interpret active maritime working skills? It's very important to us to preserve the vessels and the experience of sailing or being on the vessels, but the vessels were just a subset of an entire way of life that involved all the different skills to both sail them and maintain them. And we want to figure out how to demonstrate those skills. It's not enough just to have pictures, but to pass those skills on by people doing them, watching them and doing them. And we're working with lots of the local vocational boat building schools, Museum of History and Industry, and others to really create a strong experience. Well, one of the things that makes this park unique is people can come down and get to the water. They can walk along the docks for free, they can look at the boats for free, and they can get out on the water in boat rides. And we're just looking at ways to expand the free rides, but also work with partners who have paid experiences and excursions and really make this a place where people of Seattle can get out on the water. In terms of next steps, we have created a survey to share with the organizations who have an interest in participating in this project. And we essentially in the survey list each of the 13 questions that I just described to you. And for each question, the organization can say they're not interested, or they want to be kept informed, or they would like to participate in answering that question. We also know that there's a lot of individuals who are interested or might have some information to offer to this project. So there is a separate survey designed for individuals that is also available at cwbplan.org.